Hello. How are we feeling? I'm feeling like my glasses are fucking crooked. That's how I'm feeling. Hello guys, my name is Sora, and in today's video I'm gonna explain to you how I fix my skin barrier after I use a little too much retinol and pretty much every other exfoliant that you can think of. I'd like to love you. So I started my retinol journey using the 0% retinol in Esqualene from The Ordinary, and it was amazing. Honestly, that was my favorite. It still is my favorite retinol. And if you want to check out like my review on it, you can go on my Instagram and you'll see it right there. The problem was that when I saw how beautiful my skin was after I used it like 1-2 times a week, I was like, you know what? I feel like if I increase it to 1% and I start using it almost every day, it'll be great. It will work out for me. It did not work out for me. I started breaking out a lot, and because I started breaking out and my skin started getting really dry, I decided that it was time to bring out the exfoliants like AHA and BHA to try and fix the breakouts, and then use a ton of moisturizer to try and fix the dryness of it, but it really didn't work out that way either. And then after that, I started working out pretty regularly, and I started getting like little breakouts and like skin texture all over my skin, which I believe, and I still believe, it was because of excess oil getting trapped in my pores. So I'm gonna explain to you how I fixed this, because it's been an ongoing issue even after I fixed my skin barrier. It took me a little over 2 months to fix my skin barrier and overall skin health, and it took me a little bit more, I would say about another month, to completely get rid of all of these extra breakouts I was having, and also getting rid of that skin texture I was getting from my clogged pores. And don't take me wrong, I still get a lot of breakouts, especially that week before my period, but I can tell that my skin is back to what it used to be, where I have that basically 3 weeks of a month where I feel really confident in my skin, and then that week before my period where it starts getting hormonal acne, which is totally normal. I also have a lot of hyperpigmentation and scarring from all of the breakouts that I had to go through, but I can happily say now that I have a healthy skin barrier, and I'm just working right now on maintenance and working on that acne scarring, and I can pretty much control my breakouts now the way that I used to. So the first week when I decided to really take care of my skin barrier was to do kind of like a skin cleanse, where I did not use any exfoliants, any serums, anything else that didn't involve my moisturizer, my cleanser, and my SPF during the day, obviously. I used to use the Omega Complex moisturizer from Paula's Choice, which I really like, but I wanted to try and come back to a moisturizer that I knew was really good for my skin and that I've loved before, which is the Clarins one. I'd say that both of these moisturizers are really good, but there's something about the Clarins ones that my skin just absolutely loves. So after a week or so of doing only this, it was time to introduce my serums and exfoliants, which I was really scared of. I started with my absolutely favorite, which is the AHA from Paula's Choice and the niacinamide from The Ordinary. So niacinamide in the mornings just before my moisturizer, and the AHA at nights. And this time around, I really made sure that my AHA sunk into my skin before really going in with my moisturizer for like 30 seconds, a minute or so. Because before, I noticed that the skin around my eyes was getting really irritated, and I was getting these dry patches and they got really itchy. And I think it's because I didn't really let the exfoliants and the serums absorb into my skin before going with the moisturizer and kind of like putting it everywhere. So now I make sure that I moisturize my eyes first and then I go with my skin. Also, I feel like I need to acknowledge that I used to be a huge fan of the BHA, and I still am, but I find that the AHA just matches with my dry skin so much better. It gets the job done, it doesn't irritate my skin, and I can feel better results from that one. Either way, the BHA, I believe, is a really good option for those that have combination skin or all your skin types. But if you have really dry skin and you notice that the BHA is really not doing it for you, AHA might be the thing for you. After this period, I saw that my skin was kind of accepting the AHA a little better. My skin was still kind of dryish, but it wasn't breaking out as much, which is a big sign of skin barrier damage. So I decided to introduce face mask and more moisturizing serums, and I got a skin fix moisturizer, which right now I am absolutely obsessed with it because it's so creamy and so moisturizing, and especially made for fixing the skin barrier. So 100% recommended. I know it's really pricey, so I got this little bottle that I use basically just on my problem areas, which is around my eyes and around my nose. And I also started using the Laneige, Laneige their moisturizing toner, which is also very creamy and it feels really hydrating. I will do the mask probably once, twice a week, and then I will use the toner usually in the mornings before my niacinamide. And really, this is when I saw a drastic change where my skin was improving significantly. My skin didn't feel as dry anymore, dry patches were gone, and the breakouts were really kept to a bare minimum. But I still had a lot of texture of those like little bumps all over that I was telling you about from my workouts. And I did a little bit of research, reading it on the internet, and I realized that, well, BHA and AHA are really good for clogged pores. Benzoyl peroxide, it's really good for bacterial acne, which is very common to have when you sweat a lot. So I figured that was probably a better product to use for my clogged pores after a workout. And I introduced to my skincare a benzoyl peroxide wash that I will use after a workout in the mornings or at night. I will leave it on for about 10 seconds and then I'll rinse it off. And I gotta say, this wash really was everything. So if you're having problems with texture or like with little bumps all over your face and you think that sweat might be the culprit, you need to get a benzoyl peroxide wash, because not only did it help with that, with like the little bumps, but it also helped with the whiteheads and the blackheads. So 100% recommended. The one I got was from the pharmacy, so anyone can get it. It's super affordable in my opinion compared to higher end brands. And then I switched from the wash into a gel version of it, which I started using about twice a week whenever I wasn't using the AHA, always at night, always using a lot of moisturizer, and always making sure that I didn't touch my eye area because this product can be really irritating. It's 5% benzoyl peroxide. I just want to show you what happened when I used it the first time and I didn't let it sink in and I kind of smeared it into my eyes. My eyes were itchy for like 4 days. They were swollen, they were red, and it was not pretty. I don't know if you can clearly tell in these videos how bad it got, but believe me, it was really bad. So this baby is strong and you need to be very careful with it. So at this point, it had already been about 2 months and a week maybe of using moisturizer agents pretty diligently, and also using exfoliants and serums about 2 to 3 times a week. And I saw so many good results that I started developing a routine that I felt comfortable with to introduce Serums 1% retinol. I do this now once every 2 weeks or so because I really don't want to irritate my skin again, and I do believe that retinol has a lot of good benefits. If you find that your skin is very sensitive, I will start with something like 0.5 and then maybe work your way up. And right now I've only seen positive results from it. I absolutely love the ordinary one in Escolin because I find that it doesn't make my skin as dry. It's just a matter of not getting carried away with it, and that's a lesson that I've learned. So I recently went to get a facial done, and I told the esthetician that I was only using retinol like once every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and she let me know that actually that wouldn't be enough to get the effects of retinol. So she told me that the best option if I wanted it to like take it slow and make sure that I didn't irritate my skin was to have a rest day in between the retinol application. So for example, if you go on Monday and you have your exfoliant like AHA, then you have nothing on the next day, like no harsh exfoliants or serums or anything like that. And then on the third day, like let's say Wednesday, you can use your retinol and then have another rest day on Thursday. And then you can keep going with the rest of your serums and like skincare. So like I said, I still get breakouts, obviously. My skin is not a glassy skin, but I wanted to be super real with you guys. This is what a healthy skin feels like. Healthy skin has scars, healthy skin has texture, that is normal. What I was talking about was something that was beyond what was normal for me, and I fixed those problems now. My skin feels so much better, and now I just feel like I need to maintain this routine and also add a few products for scaring, because I do feel like I have a lot of hyperpigmentation spots that were left behind from all of those breakouts. Some of the products that I've introduced besides the retinol, the AHA, and the benzoyl peroxide, benzoyl peroxide. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? are the Good Molecules Discoloration Serum. This is one of my favorites. I also did a little review of it on my Instagram. I feel like it's really, really good. Not so much in terms of like getting rid of your hyperpigmentation spots, but making sure that if you get a pimple, if you use it, I find that when that pimple goes away, it doesn't leave scarring or hyperpigmentation after it's gone, which is a great preventative product, and I 100% recommend it. After that, I've also started using azelaic acid, which is really good for, again, acne scarring, hyperpigmentation, and skin texture. And it's been working wonders. I use that one also about once, twice a week whenever I'm not using any of the other products. So I alternate between all of these products. I never combine them. And in the mornings, I almost never use anything that would be considered strong, like an exfoliant. I almost always just use my toner, my niacinamide, or any other hydrating serum because I do not want to deal with my skin being sensitive in sunlight, and I always make sure to use a strong SPF, which is literally the most important step. I've been just trying to listen to my skin. It gets to a point that after you develop a routine, you kind of can tell what your skin needs are depending on how it feels and how it looks. Also, the other lesson that I've learned is that if you have a routine that you know that works for you, but you want to introduce something new, make sure you introduce only one thing at a time so that you know if something doesn't sit well with your skin, you know exactly who the culprit is, and you can remove it from your routine or work your way backwards to know, okay, maybe I need a lower prescription, a lower percentage, or I can only use it once a week and that's it. And that's totally fair. And you kind of have to listen to your skin and what it needs instead of just kind of following someone's complete routine. And that's gonna be all for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a lot of time of filming, but feel free to leave any questions or comments if you guys want to. And all of the products that I mentioned today are gonna be linked down below. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye!